IG. Afternoon, Facebook. Good afternoon, IG. Let me get this camera sorted out. Top of 2021, you guys. How is everybody doing out there? How are you guys doing? Hope the top of the year finds you guys in great health. And wishing you guys all a prosperous 2021. And hopefully we have a lot of better things to look forward to. Elaine Proby here, CEO of PROBY'S Tax and Accounting. I just want to jump on here real quick today, guys, to give you guys some update on the COVID relief bill. And I'm sure that a lot of us I've heard so much over the holiday weekend. I mean, the holiday from Christmas through the whole New Year's about the COVID relief bill, the $900 billion bill that had been signed and is in place. So today I just wanted to touch on maybe about 3 or 4 of those topics that's in that bill. So to clarify some things with you guys, I want to talk to you guys about the PPP loan that's in that bill for the small business. I want to talk to you guys about the EIDL loan that's in that bill, and most of all, stay to the end of this live because I'm going to talk to you guys about the stimulus check and who's going to get it, and if you don't get it, not to panic, what happens, right? And then if we have a little bit more time, I want to talk to you guys about the rental assistance, and I know this is very important to a lot of us because there's an issue with paying rent. Okay, so anyway, welcome here again, top of 2021, and I'm excited that you guys are back on here with us. Hi, Lorna. Thanks for jumping on. Okay, thanks for jumping on over here. Hi, Twin. How are you? Happy New Year, Mighty Dre. How you guys doing? Thanks for jumping on. So, hi, Andy. All right, I'm glad you made it. Okay, so let's just jump right into the PPP loan for people who have business. There's a PPP loan again that's out, a second PPP loan that you can get. For those of you who are not familiar with what the PPP loan is, it is the government loan, the payroll protection loan, which allows the business to be able to pay the employees. Very importantly, to be able to keep your staff working, the government has the payroll protection loan that they give to the businesses so you can pay the employees and keep everybody with a paycheck, and while they're trying to build the business back. And we had one earlier this year with the CARES Act, which most of the business was very happy to have, and most of the business was able to utilize that and keep some employees on. And then, of course, that money ran out. And so now with the new $900 billion bill that was just signed, there is additional money in there for the PPP loan so that businesses can apply for the PPP loan again. You can get 2 of those. There's a couple of criteria this time. Of course, you need to have, they'll give you 2.5 times your payroll, your monthly payroll. They'll give that to you again, similar to the last one. Good news though, there is less stringent criteria this time. Instead of just paying utilities and rent with that money and payroll, guys, you're able to pay supplies, you're able to pay your subcontractors, you're able to pay repairs and other things out of that money. So it's not as strict as the first PPP loan. The only difference is that this PPP loan, you have to have made less, about 25% less in gross revenue than you did last year, right? That's the only criteria. And then most businesses did, right? I mean, most of the business was shut down again, maybe twice or 3 times this year. Some of the other businesses that are considered non-essential, they were closed 2 or 3 times this year. So more than likely, the revenue from those businesses from 19 to 2020, of course, 25% reduction in revenue should not be a difficult thing to achieve since they weren't in operation for most months. So that's for the second PPP loan. So if you've gotten one before, the payroll protection loan, you can get a second one. And not only for business, corporation, and all that other stuff, guys, if you're self-employed, you run your own business, you are eligible to apply for the payroll protection loan because you are considered the employee of your personal business, and whatever your net profit is your payroll. So if you're self-employed, you're also eligible to apply for the PPP loan. Okay, so keep that in mind. All right, so then for the small business, guys, there is the economic injury disaster loan, which is the EIDL, and this is another loan that is in place. The first COVID bill had that loan in place, and right now the loan is still in place. There's additional money is there, and the application for the EIDL, which is the Economic Injury Disaster Loan, that you can get from the SBA up to $150,000 based on how much money you make. That loan has been extended to December 31st, 2021. So initially, that loan expired December 31st, 2020. But with the new bill, they extended that loan to December 31st, 2021. So your business, again, if you're not a corporation, you're not an LLC, you're not any of these stuff, nonprofit organization, but you are self-employed. Keep in mind, if anyone that's running a personal business, all this stuff applies to you, okay? So if you're self-employed, you can apply for the EIDL, which is the Economic Injury Disaster Loan, and you can get up to $150,000 based on your gross revenue, okay? So for the business people, PPP loan, the EIDL loan is back in this bill. So if you didn't get one or you've gotten it, and a second PPP you can get. And take a look at your records, guys. Look at what you did in 2020. And your gross revenue can allow you to be qualified for some monies from the SBA loan. Okay, so make sure you take advantage of that. We got to stay afloat. We got to stay, with cash so that the business can continue to operate. So when we get to the end of this, everybody is still in good standings. All right. So, okay, so that's two of the points. Again, I want to welcome you guys on here. Elaine Proby, CEO of PROBY'S Tax and Accounting, and top of the year here. So with the COVID relief bill, I just want to clarify some things with you guys. And then, we'll move forward into 2021. And I'll tell you guys what we have to do to get your stimulus check if you haven't gotten it yet. Right. So in the bill, stimulus check is was top of the bill priority. That was the most problem within the bill, because initially they was trying to give $1,200 per person, and then it went down to $600. And then, of course, you guys heard the whole thing about the $2,000. The president wanted to raise it to $2,000. They didn't want to sign the bill if it wasn't $2,000. Well, of course, that was a separate item. It didn't make it. It didn't make it. The GOP Republicans, they weren't approved of that bill. They didn't like the $1,200. We barely got the $600, and of course, the $2,000 just didn't make it. So anyway, so with the $600, guys, the $600 for each adult, and for any dependent under the age of 17, it doesn't have to be a dependent child, any dependent that you can claim, qualified dependent under the age of 17, get $600. And the good news about that bill, if someone doesn't have a valid Social Security number, let's say you were married and someone doesn't have a valid Social Security number, you can still get this stimulus check, okay? So about the stimulus check, guys, they went out, they started going out, let's see, around December 29th. Some people already got money as direct deposit. Now, I'm sure some of you, if you haven't gotten your $600 check yet, or $1,200, depending on how many dependents you got, or if you're married and you're concerned about it. Now, if you had direct deposit, if you filed your 2019 taxes, because they're going to base it on that, if you made less than $75,000 and you're single, you should get your money. Now, if you don't have direct deposit on record, they're going to mail you a check or they're going to mail you a cash card. Okay. Now, there is the key thing to this bill, the stimulus check, is that the bill says that the government has to send this money out by January the 15th. They have to send this money out by January the 15th. And that was a big rush in trying to get this money out right away. And they start sending out these checks. So a lot of you guys have seen the checks. I know a lot of people have gotten it because I've got a lot of calls. But if for some reason, guys, January 15th rolled around and they stopped sending these checks out and you didn't get your check, don't panic. Okay, you can still get that money. All right. So this is what you got to do. Right. So if for some reason you didn't get your check, January 15th rolled around, this is what you want to do. You want to file your 2020 taxes. You want to file them as fast as you can. So because on your 2020 tax return, you will be able to claim the recovery rebate credit. There is a recovery rebate credit on your 2020 tax return, and you'll be able to claim that money. Okay, so don't worry about it. If you didn't see it for whatever reason, they didn't get to your name, or your address changed, or your check's in the mail, you didn't have direct deposit, Don't worry about that money. You can file your taxes and get that credit on your tax return. Now that goes for the second round of stimulus check, and it also goes for the first round of stimulus check. Okay, because I've gotten some calls, and some people said they never got the first stimulus check, and for whatever reason, maybe they filed their 2000 taxes late, or maybe they filed their 2019 taxes late. The government didn't have anything to base it on. But once you got those taxes on file, guys, and you're still entitled to the stimulus check 1, and you're still entitled to stimulus check 2, you can file on your 2020 tax return, and you will be able to claim that credit and get that money. Okay, so don't panic if you don't see it. All your friends is talking about their $600. Don't worry about it. Get your 2020 taxes filed early and get that money. Okay. All right. So if you guys have any questions about any of this stuff, just let me know. I'm just trying to cover this real fast, and you guys can also put a question on the board today if you guys want to. Type it in the in the chat right there, and or call us here at PROBY'S Tax and Accountant 323-290-9034, or visit our website. You can send your questions or concerns to our office, and we'll be able to assist you with that. Okay. So again, welcome you guys. I got one more point I wanted to cover, so don't go anywhere. This one is super important for all the people who rent. There is the moratorium on rent, right? You couldn't be evicted, and so with the new bill, they extend the rental moratorium to the end of January. So you cannot be evicted all the month of January. They extended that, right? But here's the good news. The good news is there is rental assistance in the new bill. There's about $25 billion that's in this new bill to help with your rent. You guys, you have to apply for this stuff, get the proper information, and make sure you get it. If you are not able to pay your rent, there's rental assistance. And so anybody that has a problem paying the rent, there's assistance that you can get. If your income dropped, or your income is below, say, 80% of the median income, or 50%, they will start with that. And or if someone haven't worked for over 90 days or more, you know what I mean? If someone's unemployed for over 90 days or more, you guys, there is rental assistance that you can apply for, and you can get some help paying your back rent, and keeping the rent current. And of course, you cannot be evicted. So that's back, and I'm really happy about that. Happy New Year, learner. All right. Okay, so I'm excited to let you guys know that today. And I think one of the last points I want to cover here again is the unemployment. So we talked about the people who are getting a stimulus check, but then the people who are still unemployed, guys, and the pandemic unemployment, which is for the self-employed. Now, remember, unless you had a job, you couldn't get unemployment. But if you're self-employed, we had the pandemic unemployment, which was that $600 in the First CARES Act, and that expired. So at the end of December, with the new bill, okay, you can now get an additional $300 unemployment weekly, along with whatever your state is giving you. Now, this goes for the self-employed people, not just the people who had a job and got laid off. Okay, so the pandemic unemployment is back. It's extended for another 11 weeks through March the 15th, you guys. So make sure that if you hadn't applied for unemployment before, you need to do it. For those people who were getting the unemployment, you don't have to do anything. It should just continue on. You should still go on, certify for those weeks. Make sure you go online and do your certification. And your unemployment should continue through March 15th. And so your $300 a week, along with the state portion of your unemployment, should continue to be deposited on your unemployment card or bank account for those people who they're getting their monies in the bank or by check. Okay. So that's for the pandemic unemployment. Okay. So that's it for the stimulus bill that was passed, guys. There's a lot of great stuff that was in there. Of course, there's other things that help the state. There's other things about the COVID vaccine, but financially, these are the most important things that directly affect you and your household and all of us, maintaining our businesses, maintaining employees, and maintaining, your rent. So I want to cover those 4 points again right now before we go. And the first one was the PPP loan. Make sure you guys, if you have a business or you're self-employed, you have payroll employees, apply for the second PPP loan. They're going to start taking application, I think this week, the 6th or the 7th. So make sure that you're in on that. And then get an EIDL loan. Or another thing about the EIDL loan, the SBA loan, guys, if in fact you didn't get enough money, you can reapply for some additional funds. Forgot to let you know that one. You can apply for additional funds up to $150,000 based on your gross revenue. So if you applied and you didn't get enough money, I know some people have called me, they put the wrong amount of numbers on their EIDL loan application. And because they misplaced those numbers, they didn't put the correct information on there, they didn't get as much money as they should have gotten. Well, all is not lost, you guys. You can correct that. All you got to do is you got to call them up and you got to do ask them to reconsider and send them the right documentation, and they will increase your EIDL loan. Okay, so I want you guys to make note of this stuff. Very important. We got to stay up. We got to stay abreast of all this stuff, and we got to make sure that we can stay financially sound so we can get through this pandemic. All right. So that's the second point. Third, stimulus check. If you haven't gotten it, it's not lost. We're going to all get it back on Earth 220 tax return. File them as soon as you can. Get your refund as soon as you can. Get the stimulus check rebate on your 2020 tax return. So don't worry about if your friends and everybody tell you they got it and you didn't get it. No, don't worry about it. Okay, you didn't get this first one, you can still get it, right? And the rental assistance, again, real good stuff. Rental assistance, you can make sure that you apply to get some assistance there. You cannot be evicted right now, which is super great. And for people who own homes, there's also assistance with your mortgages as well. So look into all this stuff, you guys. Again, Elaine Proby here, CEO, PROBY'S Tax and Accounting Service here in Los Angeles. We own and operate a financial service firm here for over 35 years. And we're here to help the community. We're here to help you financially. We're here to help you grow. We're here to help you learn all this stuff. We're here to help you take care of your taxes. And for your business people, make sure that your accounting is done, because this is what they're going to need for all these loans. They're going to need your tax returns. They're going to need your accounting. They're going to need to see that you have made less money than you did in 2019. So make sure you have your 2019 and your 2020 accounting done. All right. Hi, Rodney. How you doing? Hey, Sylvia. Thanks for jumping on. So make sure that you have your accounting done, guys, for 2019 and 20 for these business loans, because they're going to want to see a comparison, whether or not your revenue dropped by 25% from 2019 to 2020. And for most of us, that would be easy to prove, right? Because a lot of businesses were not able to function in 2020 like they did in 2019. All right. So again, I'm out of here. With that said, if you guys, again, if you have any questions, put them on the screen. We'll come back and get them, and or call the office, PROBY'S Tax and Accounting, 323-290-9034, or visit our website at probyststax.com. We have a secure website. You can upload all your information. We're here to get started on your 2020 tax return, so you can start getting those filed any day now, and get ahead of the ball game. All right. So I will see you guys shortly on the next live. Next week, we'll be back with some more updated information. And I want to thank you guys for jumping on. And prosperous and healthy 2021. You guys stay safe, stay positive, stay up, and listen to instruction. All right. So I will see you guys soon. Bye-bye.